Facing devastating losses, both the battalion commander and the company commander were forced to personally retrieve fallen bodies from the battlefield. With only 70 soldiers left alive, there was no one left to lead. Lieutenant Bislan Sultanovich Gadayev, born on September 26, 1980, served as part of the 22nd Motorized Rifle Regiment, Military Unit 72164, stationed in the Kursk region.
I am Gadayev Bisman Sultanovich, born on November 26, 1980. Served in the 22nd Regiment recently. What is your rank, Lieutenant? Will the commanders be participating in the performance? Well, we have the battalion commander, his deputy, 2 or 3 people there. They were always drunk, day and night. They didn't realize. But I passed the first top 5, and I wasn't supposed to be there. Second, already the second group of 5. We were told that there was no one. Just secure yourselves and stay put. And we went, and that's how it turned out. And the commander too, with us, young. I personally told the guys about the killed in action. My company, in our battalion, there are about 70 to 80. No more people left. Due to heavy losses, the company commander and battalion commanders were attending the performances of the young soldiers.
The Norks deployed in the Kursk region are not used to a proper winter. Russia passes first sentence on air defense officer who shot down helicopter with 3 servicemen instead of drone, writes the Kommersant. Igor Pashkov, who served as a senior assistant to the operational duty command post of one of the air defense units stationed in Russian-occupied Crimea, became the first defendant in a criminal case under Part 3 of Article 293 of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation, Negligence, which he showed during the repelling of a supposed attack by the Ukrainian armed forces, the newspaper reports. As established by the Sevastopol Garrison Military Court, when Pashkov was on combat duty, he received a report about the detection of a low-flying, low-speed aerial target. Donetsk region, transport of the Second Army in the world. The military-industrial complex of the Russians is not even able to provide them with shitty loaves. The increased use of unprotected, unarmored vehicles by Russian forces in Ukraine can be attributed to several factors, reflecting logistical, strategic, and tactical challenges faced by their military operations. Russia has suffered significant losses of armored vehicles such as tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and armored personnel carriers. This depletion has forced reliance on unarmored civilian or military transport vehicles as substitutes. International sanctions have restricted access to critical components like advanced electronics, limiting the production of modern armored vehicles. Members of the Ukrainian underground group, ATESH, identified and conducted reconnaissance on the location of a Russian invaders' boat division in temporarily occupied Crimea. The boats are intended for future operations on the Kherson front. ATESH reported that enemy equipment is being prepared and personnel are undergoing training at the base. They promptly provided Ukraine's defense and security forces with detailed coordinates and technical information. Sir Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron are discussing sending British and French soldiers to Ukraine as a peacekeeping force after any potential deal to end the war, the Telegraph writes. The French president is championing the idea and has already talked about it with Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, and Donald Tusk, the Polish prime minister. Press spokesman for Downing Street and the Élysée Palace did not dispute that Sir Keir and Mr. Macron discussed the possibility during their meeting at Chequers last week. Details of the conversations are being kept under wraps by officials in London and Paris. However, multiple well-placed UK government sources have stressed Sir Keir is not yet fully signed up. One Whitehall source told The Telegraph, "There are challenges over what we could support, what would we want to support, and the broader question about the threat that those troops may be under and whether that is escalatory." The proposal comes as European leaders scramble to work out how to continue supporting Ukraine's sovereignty as President-elect Donald Trump pushes for Kyiv to strike a peace deal with Russia. Mr. Trump enters the White House on Monday. He has rode back on his campaign promise to end the conflict on day one as U.S. president, but aims to do so in the first 6 months of his administration. Ukraine is not part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which has a rule that an attack on one member is an attack on all, though the UK wants it to join one day. Questions about whether a no-fly zone would be established over the new Ukrainian landmass and how it could be enforced would also be sure to be raised. Boris Johnson, the former Tory Prime Minister, has expressed interest in the West putting boots on the ground in Ukraine as a peacekeeping force. Jeremy Hunt, the former Tory Foreign Secretary, and 2 former Defense Secretaries, Grant Shapps and Sir Gavin Williamson, have also publicly backed the idea. A UK government spokesman said, "The UK is taking a leading role in supporting Ukraine, which is why the Prime Minister committed £3 billion a year of military support for Ukraine for as long as it takes. And this year, the UK will spend more than it ever has on military funding for Ukraine. Our focus remains on bolstering Ukraine's defense, and we continue to push international partners to ramp up their financial support to Ukraine to ensure Putin loses." The Prime Minister has also made a clear commitment to speak regularly with President Zelensky, and have met in person 6 times, including hosting him at number 10 twice. Yemeni Houthis from the Ansar Allah group claim to have carried out a combined drone and missile attack on the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier in the northern Red Sea. This statement was made by Yahya Sari, a representative of the Houthi armed forces. Missile forces and unmanned forces conducted a joint military operation, attacking the U.S. aircraft carrier Harry S. Truman and a number of ships accompanying it in the northern part of the Red Sea using cruise missiles and drones, Sari stated on the air of the Houthi-owned Al Masirah TV channel. At the same time, the United States does not acknowledge the attack on the aircraft carrier and its escort ships. This is the 6th claim of an attack on this aircraft carrier in a month since it arrived in the Red Sea in mid-December 2024. The aircraft carrier group was deployed to the Red Sea as part of Operation Prosperity Guardian, aimed at fighting the Yemeni Houthis, helping to intercept missiles targeting Israel, and also to participate in strikes against ISIS terrorists in Syria and other regions. The United States announced the launch of the Prosperity Guardian multinational special security operation to protect shipping in the Red Sea at the end of December 2023. In addition to the United States, the international mission was joined by the United Kingdom, Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, the Seychelles, Spain, and the United States. The operation was launched because of Houthi attacks on merchant ships passing through the Red Sea from Yemen. At the same time, the Houthis announced their intention to attack all ships in the Red Sea heading to Israel, regardless of who owns them.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.